everybody. Today we're going to talk about what do those makeup brushes really do? What are they used for? People always ask me that question. I have all these brushes and I don't know how to use them. I'm going to tell you a little bit about each brush and exactly what it does. This fancy brush is called a fan brush, and what it's used for highlighting, very soft highlight. If you need a little soft highlight, it can be used for that. It can be used for creating a gentle contour, just a little slight contour. So if you don't want a heavy contour, the bristles are so nice and fluffy, it creates a nice soft contour. It's also used to brush away excess powder. So if you're a person who uses powder like benign or a setting powder to set your concealer under your eyes, this brush is great for brushing that powder away when you're done, so it blends in and looks natural. So this is the fan brush. Now this brush is a foundation brush. Use this like a paintbrush, back and forth strokes of your foundation. It creates a natural to medium foundation finish. So the three main things that you use this brush for are foundation, concealer, and any type of cream. Or if you did something more extravagant like paint on your face, this helps blend the paint more because it's synthetic and it's flat. Now this brush has many uses. You can use it for foundation, you can use it for blush, you can use it for bronzer, you can use it for glitter, like a body glitter. You can use it for fairy dust. I'm just kidding. And you can also use it to apply powder to any part of the body. Say if you were body painting or if you wanted to cover up a tattoo, this is a good brush because it's thick, soft, wide, and fluffy. Now this brush is called an angled blush brush because it's used as a slant to go right there in the curve of your cheek to create the hollowness when you're trying to make your cheekbones pop. It's perfect because it's slanted. The bottom part goes down here and the top part sits up nice and perfect. So this brush is definitely a brush that you would use for blush and contouring. And it has to be nice and fluffy so that it has a tendency to blend better when it's nice and fluffy. Now here's another blush brush. The difference between this one and the other one is the other one's slanted to help more contour, and this one just helps you apply blush directly to the cheeks. So either one's more for contouring, but you can still use that one for applying blush, or if you just want a regular blush brush, this can be used again for blush, bronzer, or any kind of powder. Now this brush I think is self-explanatory. You can use this to brush up your eyebrows. And if you're a man, maybe brush your mustache. And the other side is used to comb out your lashes, maybe to declump the lashes if you put a little too much mascara on. So this is a unisex brush. Men and women can use this brush. So ladies, if this brush comes missing, I think you might want to go and check your man because he may be using your brush. I was never really a fan of this brush. They always gave you this felt tip spongy brush with your eyeshadows to help you kind of just put on the eyeshadow with, like if you pat it on. It never really blended well to me, but maybe it wasn't for blending. It was just for applying. But what I do like about this brush is if you like to give yourself a smoky under eye, like if you take a black eyeliner and you line it under the lashes, in your waterline and then under the lashes, and you take this felt and kind of use it, it smudges to give you like a smokier look. So don't throw them away necessarily. Use it for just for smudging. But I don't know about applying eyeshadow. I never was a fan of this. Now this brush is a concealer brush. You would use this to apply concealer under the eye, or like I always say, skin to skin helps you to blend. So you would use it to get the concealer and then pat it where you need it and use this to blend, or use your finger. Either way, I use both, so it's a win-win with me. And it also helps to create that crisp line under your eyebrow. This is a perfect brush for that. Down the nose, and maybe around the lips if you want to, make that lip line real sharp. When you line your lips sometimes and it bleeds, you can take some concealer and go right under it just to make it nice and crisp. Now, in choosing a blending brush, I like to use one that's like this, kind of round and a little fluffy at the end, because what it does is it helps you to blur out lines, and what you don't want is lines to see where your makeup starts and stops. So when you apply one color to the lid and then you might do another color here, you want to use a blending brush so that you can blend the two colors together so it looks like one. So use it as a fader brush. I like to call it a fade brush because what it does is fades one color into another perfectly. And you can use little circle strokes in between the two colors. You go back and forth and then you do circles to help blend the two colors together. Now we have two angle brushes, one that's slanted and one that's flat. Now the difference is the angle one can be used for eyebrows, as I showed you in another video, like when you brush up and you want to fill in your eyebrows. And it can also be used as a liner if you use a cream liner to line your eyeliner underneath your lashes on the bottom and on top. And then this angle brush is my favorite because it's flat. I only use it for, it can also be used for eyebrows, but I like to use it for under the eye, for smudging as well, or applying color. So if you put black on the waterline, the waterline is on the inside of the eye where you put the eyeliner, along where you would tear. That's why it's called the waterline. And if you want to use black eyeliner on the waterline, and then you decided, I want to make it look a little smokier, so I want to use a gray or a brown or a bronze underneath of the lashes on the bottom, you'd use this. And this helps smudge underneath and give it a nice even smudge kind of effect. Like right under here, you would use that to smudge. And it lays right along your lash line to give you a nice smudge. So that's why I really love this one. So two angle brushes, one with a sharp angle and one with a flat top. But you can use them both for the same. Now the stippling brush is another form of a foundation brush. It has dual fibers, some taller than the other, some shorter, so that when you apply your foundation or cream bronzer or cream blush, that you won't apply so much or so heavy. The stippling brush is also used for foundation because people think that it gives you a more airbrushed look when applying your foundation. So if you want to try something that's not so heavy to apply your foundation, try a stippling brush and do it in a circular motion. It'll give you a more even look and not so heavy. So this is a more light to medium foundation brush. Now this is a lip brush. Some people like to use the lipstick straight from the tube to the lips. I like to do that also. But sometimes when the tube gets low and you know you got more product down in that tube, that's when the lip brush comes into effect. Because they can get down up in that tube and get all that product. And then it also helps spread evenly your lipstick over your lips. Or you can use it if you have a big gloss. This will help you with your gloss. If you want to use two lipsticks, one as a liner and one as your color, you can use this, like a darker color lipstick, with the brush as your liner. And then apply, if you want to use the tube straight to the middle part, and then blend the two. So this lip brush is also handy for blending. So now that I've told you a little bit about what to do with each brush, let's talk about how to clean those brushes, because I've heard over and over again, so many of my friends are like, I never clean my makeup brushes. I didn't know you had to. What do you mean you didn't know you had to? You got to clean your brushes just like you would clean your clothes or wash your shoes or clean your car, or matter of fact, clean your house or clean your hair. Because dirt and bacteria and all that collect on your brushes, because if you use liquid foundation on the brush, then stuff fly in the air and bacteria attached to those brushes. You're applying bacteria to your face, and then sometimes that's why your face break out. And just the fact of using a brush that you haven't cleaned is just disgusting. So if you don't buy a professional makeup brush cleaner like MAC, I love MAC makeup cleaner, or Makeup Forever makes a great one. You can make your own brush cleaner with 3 easy steps, or I should say 3 easy products. A cup of warm water, a tablespoon of Dawn dish detergent, because Dawn does what? Cut the grease, cut the oil, cuts dirt. That's what they're known for. So Dawn dish detergent and a tablespoon of vinegar. And you say vinegar because vinegar fights bacteria. So you take your glass or your cup of warm water, tablespoon of Dawn, tablespoon of vinegar, and put your brush and swish it all around. And you're gonna see the dirt and the oil and the goop that's come out of your brush. And you're gonna be like, ugh. So then after you do all that swirling and swishing around, rinse it in the sink with some water and lay it flat. Form the brush. So once you wash it, you wanna form the brush, like pull the brush, the bristles up and form it back perfect and lay it flat. Preferably where the bristles hang off the edge so that the air can dry it. You've learned a little bit about what each brush does, and I've taught you how to clean your brushes. So now go on and be a pro makeup artist like me. See you next time.